Hey everyone, so after last night's video that I showed where Shawn can do 3.7 million damage, I've had a lot of people ask me about the mods that I use on Shawn as well as the weapon. So in this video, we're just going to be going over what I've done with Shawn to make him hit like an S-class basically. His mods are pretty much what you expect them to be. Attack set mods, attack versus fast, attack up when taunted. That's probably the most important mod on him. Impair resist as well as attack down resist, just because it's a platinum mod, so it gives him a bit more extra attack. His weapon is very basic, plus 40% attack, plus 20% defense, and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. Obviously, the more attack that you can get on Shawn's weapon, the better he will be with his overall attacking power. I know some of you have seen me use a weapon that has plus 25% attack for the first 3 waves of the match, but I'm actually giving Shawn a much bigger attack boost in this team. Therefore, I just wanted to keep the weapon basic. What makes Shawn great now? His rush, although it's 85 AP, you can get that off on the 3rd turn. The key to his rush is dealing 425% damage to one target and all adjacent. His active skill is something that I want to use because of the plus 75% attack buff, and the focus is a little too late, and that's why I need to supplement my team with someone like Ivanova. So the way to make this team work really well is to use it against a team that taunts you a lot. Now, you have to be careful because a toon like L, for example, removes focus from your team, so we don't want L to go off. Our focus is actually on Cam, either the first one or the second one. It doesn't really matter because both of them have an active taunt as well as their rush is taunt. So you see I was able to focus my team, and that's mainly what Ivanova is there for. I'm using my other toons to kind of control what's going on. I'm giving AP to the correct toons because I want to be taunted by Cam so that I get that attack up when taunted bonus. The minus 65% defense to the enemy with Diego is really helpful, and it really neuters a lot of tanky defenses. And then having plus 75% attack up with Shawn's active skill really makes him hit like a truck, and we get to see the full amount of his damage. You can see with a true defensive lead that the damage is a bit less impressive, only 1.4 million damage, but that's still an incredibly high amount of damage for a single toon. This next defense has more S-class toons in it, and it has Pete as a lead, which makes the team pretty tanky, but there are quite a few more offensive characters. Mercer, I would say, can go either way as an offensive or defensive character, but Priya and Princess are definitely offensive characters. Now, the difficulty with teams like these is that they obviously hit back really hard, and you're hoping that Princess taunts and normalizes Shawn. But if she normalizes my command toons, it means I can't command with them. I got lucky here where Shawn was still able to do enough damage without using his active skill. Actually, Diego didn't even defense down the enemy, so that just tells you how hard Shawn just hit the enemy there. He did have a plus 25% attack buff from Ivanova's active skill and that focus, and then the attack up when taunted mod, but that was still an incredibly high amount of damage for a 6-star toon to do against some S-class toons. Now in this next match, it's against the same team, but we're going to see the full amount of damage that Shawn can do when Diego is able to apply that minus 65 defense debuff to the enemy, and Shawn's able to get that plus 75% attack buff to himself. So there it is. There's the taunt and the normalize, using Shawn's active skill, command rushing him, going to first use Diego on the center toon, and now to see the grand finale. Shawn is going to rush and kill everyone. My goal on this is to hit 2 million damage, and I think I saw 500,000 damage on one toon, so I could be close to that, and I'm just shy. 1.8 million damage, but still a huge amount for a 6-star toon. And because you guys know that I like my wow factors, I'm going to be going against the same team, but this time using Kate instead, just to show that if you don't have Ivanova, as long as you have a toon that can focus your team, you're going to be doing all right. Kate focuses everyone on the team and gives a plus 50% attack buff as well as healing for 2 turns, and still enables me to run this team against this S-class team. So now I have a 5-star and all the rest are 6 stars on this team. The reason why I run a double command team is because when Princess normalizes a commander, it means I'm not able to use them as a commanding toon, so I need to improvise. A lot of this video is just to show you that there's a lot of toons that, when used under the right circumstances, can still be valuable. A lot of people don't think that 5 stars, for example, can still be used in the game, but so long as they serve a specific purpose, they can fit in just fine for your team. Like in this team right now, I have 3 5 stars in, both Maggies are 5-star commanders, and I just needed the commanders to fill a role of commanding. So long as they don't end up dying right away, they end up being really useful for my team and still provide the same abilities and effects as a normal team would. So now you can see I can even run some 5 stars on my team and still be effective. I know that there are some top-notch players who still do run 5 stars on their team because some of the buffs that 5 stars can give and how fast they can rush is incredible. And just for some more theatrics, how well do you think this 5-star Michonne would do against hitting that S-class team? Similar to Shawn in a rush, where 350% damage to one enemy and all enemies adjacent, but she only has 1,884 attack, and that's with mods and a weapon. My Shawn, with his mods and weapon excluding leadership skill, is at 4,200 attack. So Michonne is severely at a disadvantage based on her attack, and her rush obviously does 75% less damage than Shawn. Mod-wise, I gave her attack set mods. I also have that important attack up when taunted mod, and just filled in the other positions with other attack set mods just to get that mod set bonus of plus 650 attack. The weapon I'm using is the same one I was using on Shawn, 40% attack, 20% defense, and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. And now it's time to see one of my favorite characters right in action. So I'm starting out the match about the same way. I subbed in some other 6 stars and S-class toons, or specifically just S-class being Ivanova, just to ensure that I have that focus and I'm not putting myself at too much of a disadvantage. I would already say a big disadvantage is using a 5-star as my main damage source, but she's taunted now, she has attack up when taunted, I'm able to defense down the enemy in the turn before, and Michonne was able to slay all 5 toons. Now, her overall damage is nowhere near the amount that Shawn was able to do, but still 188,000 damage to 5 very good toons, 4 that are S-class, and 1 that is a tanky 6-star. These type of videos are some of my favorite ones to record because I'm able to show you guys how manipulation of different abilities can really be leveraged under any circumstance. I know that it won't fit in with everyone's playstyle, but I really do like exploring new things and trying out things that people wouldn't think would work. I really wish that I had the ability to try out a lot of the new toons and practice with them to see if there's any type of clever team that I could end up making. It's just when I'm able to figure out these unique teams, it makes me excited about the game and excited about the prospect of getting specific toons. A lot of the toons that I end up getting that people would kind of say, aren't that great? I like to find a place for them because I think that I can make them great. And I'm not going to kid you and say that every toon is so easy to find a purpose for, because it can be really challenging. Like, you're trying so hard to maximize a toon's natural ability and find out other toons that can complement it. But then you also have to find a team that it can be used against. Because even though a toon has some natural abilities, say it's a really good attacker when the enemy is stunned, well, then you want to use like a Mercer lead, for example, because then everyone's stunned to start. So that's a great way of leveraging kind of what you already have and what you know. But a team like that would be very dependent on who you end up stunning to start. Like, for my current team to work, I really need my whole team to be focused. And before I had S-Class Ivanova, I did have to rely upon Kate, and sometimes that meant rushing Kate on the first turn, because Kate just provides a lot of great support with her focus and attack up as well as the healing. There are just so many detriments to different teams, and it's so difficult to run a one-team-fits-all, and a Gimmick team in particular, you need specific circumstances. In this case, Pete was too tanky, and Kapoor has dexterity, meaning you can't kill him in one hit, where if he has at least 20% HP and you complete a hit that would usually kill him, he'll be left with 19% HP instead, which is a bit annoying, but it's also kind of a reason why I was able to run Kate for so long, because of her tenacity. So you just have to find ways to work around things like that. An example would be using Princess's Normalize in order to get rid of Kapoor's Specialist skill. In these real-time raids, there's less mistakes that you can actually make, and it becomes more difficult because you never know exactly what you're going up against. Because I could go up against my friend's friendly raid team, 100 times and learn each time, but as soon as you put it into practice, it becomes infinitely more difficult because there are so many more circumstances, there's so many more variables, there's so much that can change. This is not a team I would run in war because of the inconsistencies as well as the variables that change each time I use it. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and listening to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.